exactly what the man upstairs wants for us. Today, for a brief couple of moments, we are going to be speaking from the book of Psalms, chapter 121, verse 1 and 2.
Chapter 121.
If you haven't found it, don't worry about it. It's up on the screen.
I have done judgment and justice.
Nope. Psalm 121, verse 1. It's up on the screen.
Oh, I was looking at 119, 132, 121.
Okay, and it says, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. This moment, we're going to ask Raul to lead us in prayer before we speak for a little bit under the subject. We have a subject today. Yeah.
That optional subject?
The seas roll over, but the rocks remain.
Okay. So they study things.
So Raul is going to pray, and then we go into it.
Do I pray about that subject?
No.
Okay. Please, power him. Lord, thank you for this day that we come upon, even if it's a hard day. All hard days come to an end, and we're there with you when it ends. Lord, I'd like to thank Victor for being here to enjoy our service and to see the Lord's light. I pray that everything is all right with him and his mother. I also pray for Kenny, Xavier, Pastor Torres, and Zulma, that they all stay in good health. In the Lord's name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Like I told you, I've been having a really rough day today. I mean, really bad. And I was like, Lord, can it get any worse? And indeed it did. It got worse. So I go home and I'm like in my room. Y'all saw me. I went into my room to kind of clear my head before coming over here. Well, see, the problem is that you can go hide in a room, but problems and concerns and situations, they have this knack for following you in there. Yes, sir.
As you once said, if you have a problem, bring it here. This is what
Yeah.
you can expect.
Now, see, and I said that. But you see, saying it is one thing, doing it is totally the opposite. Because a lot of people say, we trust in God, we trust in God, we trust in God, and we trust in God while the going's good. We trust in God, we believe in God, and do all that kind of stuff. Now, when the going gets tough, like Billy Ocean used to sing during the 80s, you do not know who this is, Google him or YouTube him, Billy Ocean, and Google the song When the Going Gets Tough. That tough get going. He was the one that made that song famous. But it's not until the tough stuff starts happening that you really realize how tough you really are. Because when everything's going good for you, you got money in your pocket, your fridge is stocked full of food and whatnot, it's real easy to be tough. And it's real easy to believe. It's real easy to be thankful. Now, what happens when everything is going wrong? Nothing goes right. There's no money. There's nothing in the fridge. You have no gas in your car. You have to go to work. The light brothers do. You ain't got no money. Yes, Robert.
If everything is at the bottom, everything can only start going up. That's right.
And that's very nice.
But it's not true.
Oh no, it is true. It is true. If you've hit rock bottom, you only got one direction to go, and that's up. Now, the thing is that going through all of that and seeing all of that and seeing what we've seen throughout our lives and whatnot, how easy is it really to do that? See, because here we have King David, one of the most prominent kings of Israel. And he says, I will lift my eyes to the hills from where my help comes. So, if he's lifting his eyes to the hills, where was he? And where is the valley in relation to the hill?
The rock bottom.
Bingo. Rock bottom. Just right at the bottom. So he had to look up. So when you're down, like we said earlier, when you're down at the bottom, all you have is to look up. That's the only direction you have to go, because you can't go any further down. So, and he goes into the second verse where it says, my help comes from the Lord which made heaven and earth. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all have played Black Ops, Call of Duty, all these games, and you've seen enough war movies to know, or at least I hope you've paid enough attention to know. As far as it comes to strategies and to tactical advantage, where does the tactical advantage lie?
High ground.
The high ground. So, humor me here. So, if the tactical advantage is in the high ground, and our boss, our commander-in-chief, is the one that created heaven and earth, ergo, he is up there, it kind of makes us reflect on what Pastor Ted said when he initially came over here, that it doesn't matter how bad it gets. I know how the story ends, and we win. Now, the reason why I brought this in, my wife said, Kenny, you tore down today's day. I said, yeah, because I want it. A.P. Herbert said this. Says the seas roll over, but the rocks remain. Yes, sir.
Is it like saying what you just said, when the tough gets going, the going gets tough? We are the rocks, and the waves will hit us, but they will always move back.
Yeah, that's a simple way of saying it. We are supposed to be rocks.
But some turn into sand and
Sometimes it's really hard to be a rock. When everything is going wrong,
you just want to give in.
bingo. It's human nature. It happens to atheists, it happens to Christians, Muslims, everybody. You get to a point where you can't take it anymore. And sometimes you feel like giving in. Now, what we as Christians have to remember, it's not so much that I will lift my eyes to the heavens, God is up there, and He controls everything. No matter what's happening down here, He's sitting on His throne, and He has control of everything. No matter what's going on, I will come out of this unscathed. No. See, because what drew my attention to the saying is, it's very true. See, because rock. It's right there at the shore. Come high tide, water covers the rock.
But in low tide it goes.
When low tide comes, the rock is still there.
The rock in high tide is hit the bottom. But
Didn't hit the bottom. He's in the same place. The only thing that changed was the circumstance. And as long as we're a rock, as long as we strive to be a rock, and by a rock, being a rock, it's easy for a Christian to trust what the good book says. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned